Afternoon in South Australia. It is about 4, 5 o'clock. I can't even remember what the time was actually. Let me see. It's actually 3:23 p.m. That's the time here in South Australia. And I got some good news and I got some bad news. The good news is I'll be able to put the car together. The bad news is I couldn't get the identical gear. So what was my solution, as people might see from the thumbnail, and I decided, I need to be as specific about this video as possible. So this is a strategy I'm going to go with. I had to be as specific as possible with this video, because if I wasn't specific enough, I'm just going to overexert myself for too many reasons, sort of thing. So the good news is, I now can put the car back together with the original belt. Now, the solution was really interesting. That's cool, making that weird noise and hearing it's broken. But the solution wasn't the same as most people would do. Most people would expect I would have gone to a wrecking yard and picked one up. I have been to the Mitzi Magna Wreckers, and they're the only people that had actually any of these on the side that they could say, hey, we had boxes of these. They had boxes of these. They had the right one, wrong one for my application. So they were the only ones that had anything, really. I've been to U Pullett's Elizabeth Yard. They only had one, but the engine was taken, so that would be not a viable idea. I looked for Star Wagons. I looked for, I think it's Delicas. They didn't have, no one had Delicas. And then there was another one, Expresses. I also looked for Tritons and Pajeros, and I couldn't find any diesels. So I called around a lot of places. We found 2 gears yesterday with square teeth on Pajeros, and so the guy said he guarantees the gears are going to be the same, but if it's not, you're free to take it and use it as you need. And okay, so what we did was we got given a gear from a guy who who did my dad's engine. So the guy who did this engine cleaned it and stuff. He didn't do a good job apparently, because there's all this black stuff in here and here, and he's like, oh, it came up good. Well, he did a good job of everything else that he did, but the cleaning. So he honed it, he machined it, he line boarded and everything, and he done a brilliant job. He even decked my dad's block. You know what he said to my dad? I've lost track of things, but this is what he said to my dad: don't file your block. You'll fuck the motor up. I shouldn't have said the word, but that's pretty much the exact words he said. In the way you'd take those words, it was essentially, if you file the block, you're going to blow it up because it can't seal correctly, or as it should. So, stay on topic. I'm tired, I'm exhausted. That's one thing that's very important to note. That's probably why I'm not able to maintain concentration and focus. So, with the scenario of not being able to get this exact gear pattern, we came up with a solution. So the difference with them is essentially the teeth, right? But one way it's good, one way it's bad. The one way it's bad is the depth is very, very, very bad. So we also looked at the teeth. Now the teeth pattern does not exactly, it meshes up. It meshes up okay, but it doesn't go deep enough that it throws the thing off a little bit. So what we did was, my dad's, I can't afford stuff, by the way. So my dad said, right, bring it to work. I'll get Tony to weld it, the broken one, and you can use that. But after a lot of considering it and a lot of talking, Dad said, actually, no, what we'll do, I'll get Adam to machine it. And so that's exactly what they did. They took the spare that would have fit my dad's, and they put a 5mm cutter through each of the holes using indexing machine. So this is why it's all so clean. Put on an indexing machine where it looks it got machined very, very well. So you can see there's a big difference in the shininess of the materials because they cut the teeth, and that's why this one looks sort of new. This is for a 4D55, but now it's for a 4D56T, and that's a really good thing because now I can put the engine back together again. But machines like this, you need tools, you need equipment in order to get this job done. And honestly, people don't realize how important machine shops like this are. You need the experience and the expertise to pull this thing off very, very well. And at my dad's work, well, it's only one of many places. At my dad's work, they've been helping me out as much as they can because apparently the boss there is planning on closing shop because they're not getting as much work. They're not making a profit anymore, not significantly. That's they're actually going to start struggling, or they are struggling, but they're getting enough work to maintain ground. But in the next couple of months, the boss is planning to close shop, and so he's pretty much said to my dad, do what you can, help your son out, make him some roof racks, try to do what you got to do to get his business going well, so then when I do close up shop, he's got something to keep him going, essentially, because I have nothing really myself, and I got to make this work. So as of next year, I'll be working as a full-time courier, and when I don't have any work as a courier driver, the plan is I'm going to capitalize off the time I'm sitting in the car, and I'm going to do work in other ways. Now, I know I've gone completely over the road with the video and not keeping on track, but that's just how I am, I guess. So, if I was to compare these teeth to the original tooth gear set, there'll be a bit of a difference. You'll see there's a bit of height difference in the teeth. I don't know if you can see it. Actually, I'm going to flip the camera like this so I can see. You'll see there's a bit of a height difference, a slight height difference, not by much, but you'll see the height of the teeth is a little bit different to the depth. And so there's more material on this one than this one, but that's because we put a cutter through it. Now, in one way, the tooth will go deeper because it's got a bigger recess in it. But you can see the teeth on my new gear are deep, they're going deeper, whereas the ones on the other gear are a bit shallow. The reason for that is because they did the cutting of this part in order to make the belt fit. And the way we know the belt fits now, it's very, very close. It's not funny how close it is. This is how you check the belt fits. This is an old belt. Come on. You get the belt. You snug it up. And I'm not able to grab this properly. This is the problem with trying to make videos. So please, give me a second. I'll show you in a second what it looks like when the belt's on rather close to where it should be. So here we go. So this is what this one looks like when the belt is on. So all the teeth line up on this very, very nice and cleanly. Now, if they didn't do this cutting job that they did to it and index it correctly, this wouldn't fit. And actually, I had a hard time getting it to this point. This is actually perfect. It's better than new. Now, if I put it on this gear is exactly the same gear as what that was. What this was originally is what this gear is here. Now, if I put this on here, actually not. I'm actually wrong. This actually, oh, no, I'm actually, this is the problem with trying to put the belt on. You can't do it without two hands available. So, I actually put this to the edge of the toolbox. Hopefully I can get it closer. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this so you guys can sort of see that I'm trying. I'm going to do it as good as I can. Come on. These shallow teeth are going to cause me mischief. Okay. That's about the best I'm going to get it. And some of those teeth aren't meshing up. So, indexing wise, this is what the original gear would have looked like. This is the problem I was having. So, in some sections, the teeth sit, but in some sections, the teeth come off. Now, if we look here, we'll probably end up seeing light through the teeth, maybe. But that's the best it's going to fit. The reason being, square tooth versus a round tooth. So it doesn't exactly fit perfectly in there, and that's what the problem is, and it sits up high. So where it actually sits almost perfectly, you'll start noticing it slowly changes, and you'll see the height in the teeth and everything. So this isn't sitting perfectly on that one. And if I put this on my engine, the belt's going to go over this, and it's not going to stay in time. So there's a lot of variations and variables to consider when doing this stuff. Anyway, I'm not going to go off topic anymore. I better stop. I'm wasting time for myself to get my car running again in order to get back to work. And I really want to get back to work so that I can earn some money so that I can end up buying another engine as a spare. I got to do it really well. Now, I will say one cool thing, because of my dad's he wants to know what to paint his engine. Because I'm not going to be reusing every single part on this, and I'm going to be getting new ones eventually, I decided, I'm going to trial this idea. He wants sky blue on his engine, so I've got this sky blue crappy enamel, and we're going to try this on the covers. And the reason being is because you can spray that stuff onto plastic or anything, and it normally sticks very, very well. Now, I didn't clean these 100% perfectly, but we'll get an idea of how this looks when it's in the engine bay. I also got an idea on what I'm going to do for one day when this vehicle, when I'm like, I've got my foot in the door of making a good amount of money, what I'm going to do to make this look good. Like, keep the original what it is, because this is how I got the car delivered to me. So I want to keep the originality of how it drives, what it does, how it works, but I'm going to change some of the looks of it to make it look a little bit more, stripy. Make it feel a bit like it means more than what it was built to be. And it will I'll try to aim for a bit more power out of it at that point in time, because it's not going to be like an everyday work vehicle at that point, but it will do everyday work at the same time. It's just going to be one of those things. It's like a car on the side that will get taken to work when it's the only car working anymore, sort of thing. Like a car like the Toyota Camry. Well, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Michael Mechanical is signing out to get this thing back together, and got to clean up a mess. Thank you very much for your support and everything. Bye, guys.